Yes. Back again. Motown Philly back again. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to, you know, you know what this is. Yo, Fletch, what up, Fletch? What's up, my man? Let's see a bunch of superstars up in here. Hello, hello. What up? What up, Amani? Peak Game Comics in the building. Black Comics Experience University. All of the black experiences go through Amani Latif. What up, El Jamal? My man Matt. Yo, I see a lot of people lurking. I see a lot of people. Beans, greens, tomatoes, potatoes, ram, hog, dog, frog. Yo, what up, Ross? Hello from a parking lot in Chester. That's how we do it. Yo, what up, Joel? How are you? You know what, bro? We haven't had coffee break in a minute. I've been on sabbatical. We just came back last week, so welcome. Hang around. Yo, Mujin Glider 82. I think I know who that is. Just y'all. Yo, what up, Bob? Great seeing you a couple weeks ago. That was like 3 weeks ago already. Do you believe that? Hey, Papa, how are you? It's good to see you. Hope everything's well. Look at all these superstars up in here. They all came to see JN, your boy JN. Hello. Well, hello. Um, you know what I've said in the past? It seems like the only unit or measure of time I seem to relate to is trash night. And trash night might mean different things depending on who you are and what kind of relationships you have or how you get down in your dating circles. But to me, trash night means I got to take the trash out because the trash trucks come through in the morning. And that seems to be like, oh, wow, I got to take the trash out. I feel like I just took the trash out and put it on a curb like a day ago, but a week is going by. Does anybody else feel like time is like just like zooming by? Let's talk about it. Yo, what up, Sways? How you doing, my man? Your Marshall was good. I like that new logo and I like that icon. You're icon living. Icon living. Yeah, I see Notorious JRD in the building, putting people's business in the street. How are you, sir? um, oh, my beard's out of control. How many of you, and this doesn't have to be a gender thing, this could just be a grooming thing. Well, look at that wave. Look at that. How many of you people are shave? Like, are any of you guys like a shave every morning type? You have to do your three S's. You know, two of them are shave and shower, and the other one I won't repeat. Yeah, I put some new banners. You know what that is? That's real rap. That's what that is. You definitely know you're old when you know the week has passed because it's trash night again. Sorry to hear that, JRD. It seems like a lot of people are on a down stroke right now, but keep your chin up. Bros says growing up trash night was leftovers night. Wow. Ooh, he calls you Arsenio. Yeah. Joel. Yo, what up, Dugan? Good to see you, my man. Look at all these superstars. We got a full house in here. Speaking of that, see, I'm a psychic. Only Johnny Carson would know such things. Dugan says I'm late because I had to deal with the recycling. How many of you guys have recycling every other week? All right, let's do that. Because there's some places that don't recycle. There's some townships and neighborhoods that don't recycle. If you recycle and the truck shows up with the forks and it kind of like suplexes your trash into the thing every week, put a one in the chat. It's time to put your ones up, y'all. If your recycling comes every week, pause. Put one in the chat. If it comes every 2 weeks, put a two in the chat. Let's see those ones and twos. Did you know, Amani, that De La Soul is Dead is my favorite album of all time? Yo, I just found a De La Soul tape in the garbage. It's slamming. Yo, where's the box? Yo, I need the bit ox. We're gonna do this like Brutus. Oh, so you guys don't recycle where you are? Matt says trash every Thursday, recycling every other Monday. Gotcha. I see a lot of ones. Yo, what up, ID? Good to see you, my man. Peace to the fam. Peace to my Bay Area fam. Yo, I'm gonna see y'all soon. We got to get tacos, bro. ID says trash comes every week. That's what's up. The recycling. Yo, Jeff, he playing you, Jeff? Now I've got the De La Soul tape. Yeah, yo, I just got triggered. Joel Carroll says they gave us giant cans. Pause. And it takes me forever to fill it. Pause. You know we're all 14 years old here at Coffee Break with Jay. Now I've got the De La Soul tape. Shout out to Drez from Black Sheep. No, wait, who did that voice? That was Mr. Long who did that, right? He was Hemroid, the leader. I'm Hemroid, I'm the leader. El Jamal says our group of townhouses don't recycle because the recycling dumpster was just full of trash. Oh, they messed your deal up. You stop those butt crust. What up, baby? Oh my god. We could just talk about De La Soul's Dead for like an hour. So wait, Jamal, what happened with your trash? So now what? Like you just don't, or do you have to go to a facility to recycle? I mean, I've also lived in apartment complexes where you didn't really do that. You just threw your shit in the dumpster, right? And that kind of sounds like Jamal's place. Like you weren't really concerned with when the trash truck was coming because you just like, you know, German suplex trash over your shoulder into the green dumpster. Right? Facts. What's the hills doing? I got the bit eyes. Oh, Joel says I started watching Abbott Elementary, and in an episode they were talking about slang like John. I like how you said John, and I'll do it in South Philly. Hoagie, hoagie. Yeah, bro. The showrunner Quinta, she's from Philly, and it's funny. Like I haven't watched enough of Abbott Elementary. Whatever everything I've seen is fantastic. I'm a product of this Philadelphia public school system. All that stuff is, so apropos. But it's funny because I remember Quinta being like the best person. She was like a BuzzFeed actress. Remember BuzzFeed? Remember BuzzFeed was like all there was like 7, 8 years ago. And it would just do all these skits. And Quinta was like the black girl at your office. And I was just like, sometimes I get the beautiful mind glow, like the Russell Crowe movie where he sees the patterns and words and shit. And sometimes I get that about people. I'm not going to claim Quinta. I thought that she was really good, but it's really funny to think about how many people blew up from the internet. Like Issa Rae is another perfect example. Like that internet hustle is real. And if you're really like on your grind, you could really go far with it. But yeah, it's a great show. And it's very, very Philadelphian. E, what up, E? E says, I'm out in the country, but a couple of years ago, the county started sending a recycling truck every other week. What's the recycling? There's like a recycling algorithm, right? Like no cans, pause. And like people always mess the recycling thing up. Like they have really specific instructions. Like whatever you're throwing out, can you clean it out, please? Like don't put a peanut butter jar that just got like the finger swipe out of it. Like clean that out, bro. Like I don't know how that stuff works, but I think they might have somebody like, you know, I think they maybe just like pull things off the belt if it's too dirty. But yeah, clean out your recycling. Clean out your cans. Jamal says, if we want to recycle, you have to go out of the way to do it. Otherwise, everything just goes into the trash dumpster. Yeah, where's Kenny Wong and Jerry Kraft? I want to hear the story about the crying rat. Do you guys remember the crying rat story? The rat's in pain. Let it out. And then the dude got bit. That's some of the most New York shit I've heard in a long time. It's 2222222. I got an answer machine that can talk to you. Goes, hey, how you doing? Sorry. How dated is that? Even just having an answer machine is just like, wait, what? Matt, what up, Matt? Sip of coffee. Let's get our first sippers of the night. Put your sippers up. You know how we do this. Where's my John? Pause. Sip of coffee from my man Mike, Matt, Mike too, Matt Ringo, and the Ringo dynasty. Hope everybody's good over there. Um, Matt was saying, I wash out the jars more diligently than I do your own dishes. Yeah. Yeah, Monty says, I heard if it's contaminated, they just trash the whole thing. And there's also things that I thought that was recycling that isn't in our place. Like say like a styrofoam container. They don't consider that recycling, right? But or like a plastic shopping bag, like from the supermarket. Is that recycling? Or does it have to have the little thing on it for it to be recycling? Joel says my dad was my elementary school principal. Wow, that's that's tough. So that show hits home. Except I was from Western North Cackalack. A lot of North Carolinians in the house. I have ties to North Carolina, Raleigh, Durham, Garner. You know, I know how to open a mellow yellow with the bottle opener on the side of the machine. Get my cheer wine on. Oh, so Matt says no bags. Yeah, no pizza boxes. Huh. So yeah, you just throw a pizza. Yo, I just found a De La Soul tape in the garbage. Ooh, Jeff, play it. No, don't touch me. I'm totally messing that kid up. I just listened to De La Soul is Dead not too long ago. So I guess you just throw that in the trash. Like, okay, so with the pizza box, I'll at least take the little, the furniture out. Like the nobody like mom and pop pizza joints don't put that little like turntable joint in the middle of the pizza box. That's only Domino's, I think. I don't know who else does that. I saw somebody on Instagram had a pizza and they had that little table in the middle of it. They put two little chairs around it. I thought that was funny. So I guess I always clean that out, like the little wax paper with the junk on it. Like I ball that up and kind of clean the box out. Um, I can't find it, but that surprises me. All right, let's see what else we got going on in the chat. Look at y'all claiming y'all set. What up, Mama Carla? Let's get a sip of. Okay, guys, put your sippers up. I got too. I got too many. Put your sippers up for Mama Carla, the matron saint of Coffee Break with JN. How are you, Mama Carla? I feel like we just saw you guys. Oh, it's going back to John. Bros says we tried to explain what John meant to my cousin from Georgia over the weekend. I don't think she got it. I almost feel like it's not worth explaining at this point. And then also, there's a lot of John pushback. Like, there's always somebody's going to say nobody says John. Yeah, really, nobody does say it, but you do, but you don't. But you do, but you don't. Like, I've said a million times that word, we were saying that when I was in grade school back in the early 80s. It's not new. And I think it kind of like recycled. Um, but not everybody walks down the street going, John, 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 John. It's kind of like a local, it's local humor, I guess. But I think when transplants and hipsters and people of that sort try to say it too much, it waters it down. Now maybe I'm guilty of that, but I try to mix it into stuff, and also I spread the gospel like Johnny Appleseed across the country. I carry Philly on my back everywhere I go, so I gotta represent. You know what I mean? Real rap. See, I did it again. Real rap. I need a wave brush when I do that. All right, so let me see what's going on in the comments. There's a lot going on. Joel said, John is the Philly Smurf, right? Yeah, that's close enough. Yo, Ben, one of my favorite cartoonists, Ben Harvey. What's up, Ben? Ben blesses us with his presence and says, "Drives me nuts when I see people." What? You heard my really bad joke. A pirate walks into a bar with a steering wheel attached to his crotch. Bartender says, "Hey, you know you have a steering wheel attached to your crotch?" The pirate goes, "Ah, it's driving me nuts." Um, Drives me nuts when I see people putting their recycling in shopping bags and then into the recycling bin in Philly. No bags, y'all. Dugan says, I say it randomly, usually without realizing it. Yeah, and it was really like, I like it. There's a Detective Boogaloo character named Johnny Rappleseed. Um, JRD says, John is just a Philly version of thing, and it depends on your own personal vernacular. That's kind of true, but it also calls back to Philly stuff. Like we talked about, like how John and John kind of connect because it's funny, not necessarily that it's a perfect usage of the phrase. So like that's why Johnny Carson is funny because of my role as your host of this fine program and all the other things I do on the J&N Jamar Nicholas Network. And that I'm also from Philly. So Johnny is funny, right? It's almost like if you over explain it, it doesn't work. Or also couple of years ago, which this isn't funny, but because we're all of us Philadelphians suffer with PTSD, urban PTSD. There was this guy who had a shootout with the cops in the middle of North Philly, and they started calling him. They called him John Wick. It was hilarious to us. You see where we're going. Let me go back a little bit. Yeah, the recycling rules do change county to county, city to city, state to state. Um, I don't know how we talked about trash for 20 minutes, but yeah, it just kind of is what it is. Um, Also, Philly's like back but Philly's always in the middle of something. Philly's in the news again because of basketball, or as you people who act like sports don't exist because you don't like it, sports ball. I told you how I feel about that. If you don't like stuff, it's fine, but you don't have to like retro create like ill will to it. Hey, it's February. It's like February 3rd. I heard there's a event going on with sports and a kick and a ball. Just don't watch the Super Bowl. Like you don't have to make a big deal about it. But the Sixers are in the playoffs. You know the Philadelphia 76ers. Even if you're not a basketball fan, you know about the Sixers. Home to basketball greats like Julius Dr. J. Irving, another person who's not from Philadelphia, but we have claimed him as our own. Dr. J was like I don't know, I don't want to get into sports fights with people, but Dr. J was the dude back in the 70s and 80s. Um, the dream team, like Charles Barkley, Allen Iverson, changed the game. So, and there's been like a lot of scuttlebutt with some players that have left the Sixers are now like stinking up Brooklyn. But Joel Embiid made this crazy shot last night, and they're about to shut out the Raptors. And people are just like clowning on Drake, like Drake owns the Raptors. He's just some dude that comes to the games. Why y'all putting all that on him? But people are very excited about basketball again. Do any of you guys have a sport that you're really into? I know about Bros. We already know about Bros. Bros enjoys his footy. But what about you? Anybody is a diehard basketball, football, hockey, baseball? Let us know. And rep your team too. And if anybody says Dallas, I'm blocking you from the program. Carlos says John is what my daughter calls their spouses. Yeah, well, that's a whole other thing. Sometimes John could be like a downgrade for a relationship. It's like somebody you don't need to name, but just they're a placeholder. Like yo, I'm hungry. I'm gonna call this John up. This get me a fish hoagie. Yeah, this John's coming through. You know what I mean, she says she's gonna stop and get some halal cheesesteaks. Yeah, we're looking good, bro. We'll see. Trust the process. Amani says, love team basketball. The Celtics and the Warriors. Yeah, you know what? I have not followed basketball for a year. I kind of stopped caring after Iverson retired. AI was my dude. Um, but you gotta rep Kobe too. Another Philadelphia area legend. So many legends. But yeah, I think if I had to like put them in a category, it's probably baseball's last. And I'll say this, and I'll get back to the chat in a second. I think most of the sports that people are really fanatical about, I think sports fanaticism is generational. Meaning, maybe I'm saying this wrong, especially baseball. Right, baseball is the national pastime, as they say. Most people who love baseball because their dad loved baseball, and that's a connection that you had with your father or maybe somebody else in your family who took you to baseball games, who listened to the game on the transistor radio in the car, and you were like, oh, baseball. But I don't think anybody just likes baseball because they saw a game once. Prove me wrong. Yeah, there's a lot of comments. All right, let me try to get in on here. JRD, he likes that F1. He likes, what's that guy? Cena, John Cena, the Formula One racer. You can't see him. I watched Formula One and have for decades. I like the engineering. Okay. Joel says, no joke, I got to go to the 2010 Olympics and ended up really getting into curling. Do they have curling rinks? Like, can you go curl? Yo, Carolyn, what's up? Sip of coffee for curls. Curls in the building. Oh, let me get my sippers up. Hey, Carolyn, I don't think I've ever seen you a coffee break. Sip of coffee, boo. Thanks for stopping by. What's going on? Carolyn says only when the local teams are doing well, not worth watching the Redskins unless they're in the bowl. You mean the what are they called? The Commandos, the Commanders, the command. I like the Commandos. That's not their name. What's the new? Where's July at? Help me out. People were starting to enjoy just the football team. People started to get behind that after a while. Good to see you. Um, Bros says it's a bit awkward watching all the Union players post about the Sixers when KD is part owner of the Union. Oh, I didn't know that. Huh. El Jamal says used to be college basketball, Duke Blue Devils. Yo, I had a whole Tar Heels deal, but that's a whole other thing. But over the last 5 years, I just don't care much about any sports. Yo, I didn't know all these basketball dudes had their feet in in soccer. Really? That's interesting. Yo, what up, Jerry Kraft? You were waiting for it, Jerry. You just signed on so I could shout you out. Newbery Medal award winning Jerry Kraft, New York Times best-selling Jerry Kraft, first base Jerry Kraft, second base Jerry Kraft, shortstop Jerry Kraft. What's up, Jerry Kraft? Whew, Jerry Kraft says, I never knew you did sports. Never even dawned on me to talk to you about it. I love sports, bro. And I think that's the artist thing, right? If we were at the barbershop, we'd all be talking about sports. And that's also what gets my cousins when I win the fantasy football league once in a while, and they're like, "Yo, how he win?" Because I know about football. It's such a funny thing where people just kind of assume you don't know stuff. And I think, especially with guys, I don't know, I don't want to get into a gender fight, but I think like guys have to try real hard to just to exist in a weird way. Meaning you have to be charming, you have to be affable, you have to know stuff, you have to know how to wear a tie or put a pocket square in your jaw, and you got to know how to have a cool limp when you walk. You have to know random trivia. You have to know how to change a car tire. You got to kill spiders. You got to know all this stuff that makes what's the most interesting man in the world interesting, because he knows a lot of stuff. But yeah, bro, I'm in it. We should talk about it. Thanks for coming by. And I'm gonna do a ID soon. I haven't done one yet. He says mostly into hockey, the Caps, and baseball, Blue Jays. And I follow. What does that say? I can't. You gotta enunciate that for me. I'm just, you know what, Bros be man. I'm just getting into soccer, not really. When we were in London and we went to a Brentford FC, I think it was Brentford FC match. It was the coldest night I had ever been in my life, sitting in those stands, freezing my ass off. But it was fun. Um, yeah, I'm starting to just kind of, I love that. You know what I love about soccer is the crowd. I love the energy. I love the idea of a soccer hooligan. I love the passion. I think that's what I love about the most. JRD, right? I think baseball is very specific. Like I think that you if your dad was in the baseball and your dad's dad was in the baseball and everybody talked about Carl Yastrzemski and all that shit. I think Philly is kind of a default baseball town because, we had some world class dudes here, and Philly just kind of gathers around winners anyway. So, I've been to my fair share of Phil's games and they're always fun. And, a baseball game is a cool thing to go to. You get a beer, you just chill, and then, somebody hits the thing and everybody's like, yeah, it's fun. Yeah, Senna, right. There's a video game YouTuber who is a big Senna fan, and he collects video games with Senna in it. Dugan says baseball gets him young because of little leagues. Well, I guess that's it, but that's another thing. Like, do you just go out for little league if your dad's not pushing you out the door? Bro says you like baseball if you like numbers and stats and day drinking. I love it. Marshall gets down with F1 also. He says curling's cool too. I'll watch some of that if I come across it. They showed on NBC Sports. Mojo Jojo, ho ho ho. We yizzo. Halo's over. Oh no. Wow, how many episodes was Halo? I didn't even get to it yet. And you know what? I may ask you guys, or I'm going to do an ID, and then we're going to talk about something else. Oh, you know what? Sorry, I was like playing with my pencil pause. It's weird. I think the microphone on my laptop is like underneath the laptop. I don't know what's going on here, but I listen to these back, and sometimes it's like anything I'm kind of doing around the keyboard's really, really loud. So I apologize. JRD says, I used to follow a lot of sports, but got tired of the money. F1 almost lost me recently, but they implemented a cap that ticked off the money. So it's interesting. You mean kind of like the politics of sports, like the salary cap and all that kind of stuff? Yeah, I could care less about all of that, but I can understand. Jojo, you know it. Being the Act Nicholas one as a man is hard. I could see that. Yo, EST, the original fellow. Oh yeah, more Philly stuff. JRD says baseball was a thing in RVA for a hot minute when the RVA Braves were the ATL team's feeder team, but meh. There's I think it's a AAA team. I think it's the Lehigh Valley Pig Irons. I think that's what it is. and they switch up their jerseys all the time for themes. I may have talked about this before. There were the Lehigh Valley cheesesteaks for a couple of games, and I think they still sell them. I got to cop that. The baseball cap was just a cheesesteak on it, and then it had it across the chest, and then there was like two versions. There was a wit and a wit out on the back. I got a cop. Bros giving me access. I'll let you light the smoke bombs if you come to a Union game. We had a game that was 10 degrees at kickoff in March. Not fun. No, thank you. Uh, Jojo says baseball makes me sleepy. I'm a football, boxing girl, track too. Yeah, I see y'all running track. El Jamal says I played baseball for 10 years, 1 through 16, and avoided like the plague as an adult. Even here in Durham, home of the Durham Bulls. Dugan's trying to switch the topic to Batman. We'll get to Batman. Yo, Carlos, what up, Carlos? Cheer. Yo, let me get a sipper from my man Carlos. Put your mugs up. You know when I say put your sippers up, we all drink. This is the coffee break with Jay and drinking game. You put your sippers up and we sipping. You sip to my man Carlos. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Carlos says, no, the series isn't over. We watch it on Thursdays. Oh, it's over. Like you watched your episode. Got it. 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 Look at y'all jumping down my throat. I get it. Joel says, yeah, money ruins everything. Cindy Lauper tried to tell you. NASCAR used to be honestly interesting. Then it turned into 4 people owning all the cars. Yeah, Ricky Bobby. Team Cheek in the building. True that. Amani says, I was praying for the Washington Red Tails. Yeah, they weren't going to do that, bro. That would have been hot, though. Yo, Clean. What up, Clean? Haven't seen you in a while, babe. How's everything? Much love for Clean. Clean says, just equestrian sports for me. I knew that. Enjoy watching martial arts, too. I did not know that. But other sports have never really held my attention. You know what? I wanted to. All right, all right. I'm gonna do ID, then we'll get back to this. All right, you ready? You ready? We haven't done this in a while. Let's go. You're watching Coffee Break with JN with your boy JN, aka the Grand Poobah of Indie Comics, DBA Kevin Scrapple because Bacon was taken, DBA Johnny Carson, DBA John Luke Picard Engage. Oh, that's a good Scott Pilgrim. Where's Brian Lee O'Malley at? You like that point? Make it so. I had to get Mal to come on here. What happens here? You get to hang out with cartoonists. That's right, I'm a cartoonist also. Jamar Nicholas. And watch me drink this coffee and run my mouth. Where's Trey? Has anybody seen Trey since we came back? This is Trey's part. And when I'm out of coffee, video over. While I'm here, let's give a GLO. You know what the GLOs are. Good looking out to my Patreon patrons at the $2 level who give me their love, support, and emotional friendship. These are some of my diehards, my day ones, who just, you don't have to do a lot, but just like I just want to show, a tip of the bucket. Thank you, JN. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for doing all you do. GLO. And what's so cool about it, I got so many GLOs, I had to do another crawl. So this is crawl 2, Electric Boogaloo. You might see your name. Thank you so much for your support. I love all of you. A lot of superstars in there. There's a lot of reciprocity that goes through Patreon. Like you just back people, they back you. That you got to let the dollar circulate. But if you're interested in checking out my Patreon, you can go to the link below. You see the John below. Patreon.com/Jamar Nicholas. Thank you so much. And also, who are you people checking in tonight? You know who you are. Caffeines, friends and regulars, not decaf. A coffee break with JN. I hope you like my purple Thanos glow. I hope you like my Raekwon purple tape glow, because we all shine on coffee break with JN. Thank you so much for your support, your eyeballs, and your friendship. So what's going on in the chat? You guys are still talking about sports. What, dude? You never heard that one? Jean-Luc Picard, bro. I'm the captain of this ship. The captain of this major falcon. Engage. Yeah, find out where Trey is. We got to wake him up. He fell behind a couch. Yo, well, the purple's always for Prince, but you know what? I like the ethereal glow it gives me. It gives me an air of mystery, of suspense. Jojo says boxing was definitely a thing for me. That was a thing in my family. Like my uncle was like a hardcore boxing mark. Watched a lot with my dad most Saturdays growing up. Did you ever go to the boxing arenas? Did you ever go to Blue Horizon or anything like that? When he passed and boxing just changed and not for the better, I lost interest, but I tune in every so often. um, Clean says, does your cat ever get super insistent on affection/attention? All the cats do, Clean. My cat is bossy, pawing like crazy tonight. Yeah, but usually she's just hungry. That's usually where we kind of end up there. We were going to talk about something else, but Dugan wanted to talk about Batman. I have not seen the Batman. What I talked about last week is it seems like everybody's like hot on either things are dope or they suck, and I think people lean towards negative now. Right? People just like they like crap on spoilers. Yo, this movie's garbage. Like you didn't even see it yet, and people were like, "Yo, Batman." Everybody said Batman was dope, and then a bunch of friends of mine who were like, "Yo, I couldn't finish it, or I kept turning it off." Maybe there's a theater watching experience versus the TV. Because maybe the TV experience is like it's too easy to just get up and walk away, or go get some cheese it puffs, and then just like not care anymore. Maybe that's what it is. Um, yeah, JRD says Kidla gave up on a Batman movie halfway through. Dugan's on dope side. Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I'm going to check it out. I'll get to it. Jojo says people take advice from spoilers and such because it's $50 a ticket. Come, you know what? I don't know. And that's hard for me because we're creatives and we're in the entertainment industry or whatever. We make stuff that people buy. So when people were like, "Yo, I got bills," but also want to consume the stuff that you do, it's kind of a conflict for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know, I don't know. I just assume that people like I heard that didn't Netflix tank because they started cutting off people sharing passwords. Like, I don't know. I think it's less that, and Jojo, I'm not disputing what you're saying, but I think it's less about yo, I got bills, yo, to people don't want to pay for stuff. I think that's really what it is. If you can find a workaround, you'll do that. If you can find a way to not pay for it, you'll do that versus just, supporting things. I'm not saying you throw your money out the window, but I also think that's kind of how people are leaned. You could walk into any laundromat in Philly and have duffel bag man come through with the fire stick. You know what I'm saying? Yo, man, you get all them joints, yo. Let me for $12. I got you. You know. Dugan, okay, so we're getting into some good stuff. Dugan says it's the new generation. They want to watch other people play games or just watch the cut scenes on YouTube. And I guess, you know what? You ready? We're going to call this the TLDR generation. That's what we're going to call it. The too long didn't read generation. There's too much stuff to read. Just tell me what happened. Give me the spark notes, yo. I don't care. And it's not that they're so busy. And it's not that they're so bogged down with other stuff. It's just they don't care. right? And that's scary. That's scary, and I deal with that a lot. I know a lot of students like that. I know some post millennials like that. What do you do? Jojo says that's what it is. Folks don't want to pay. As you know, I make jewelry and such. Folks always complain about pricing. Yo, we could do a whole episode on that. They just don't want to pay or want a discount. Shakedown breakdown. Yo, so anybody in the chat that's a creative of any stripe, put a one in the chat. Let's see those ones, y'all. Yo, it may be the end of April, but it's always July. What up, July? Yo, we were talking about the DMV area. What's your thoughts on the Washington Commandos or whatever they're called? The low price of on the house. How about Tree Fitty? Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, right. What about Tree Fitty? It's real. Hey guys, I'll be right back. Give me. Yeah, there's a lot of ones in there. Amadi, I love your questions, bro. Go in. Let's get those questions out. Joel says, kind of had a breakdown this week after getting lowballed on pricing twice one afternoon. Come on, y'all. We got to be better. Jojo, you're like the queen of coffee break tonight. Let's give a sipper. You know I got your sipper. Everybody put your mugs up. Where's my shit? Put your mugs up. Let's get a sipper for Jojo. Team Cheek in the building. Jojo's getting the business, asking me for genuine Larimar stones. Y'all love Larimar. I have all the albums. For earrings and want to pay $10 for a pair. Girl, buy. What they used to do, the girls used to do back in the day. Bonk that. I'm straight from Philly, yo. Don't forget it. Yo, bonk that. Yo, she can see me. She can see. What do they say now? Catch these hands. They didn't say that back in the day, but it's funny. Yeah, so they still got ones in the thing. Oh, Julian wants to key in on the Commanders, the Washington Commanders. I stopped messing with that foosball, but that name is trash. The commies out here, at least the Nats, Caps, and Bullets, a great name. Oh, man, the Washington Bullets. Oh, I love it. That's such a great name. Clean says, I don't sell because of that. I hate when people ask me for commissions but blow me off. Yo, Fletch, thank you. Fletch saves my bacon with a coffee check. Let's do a coffee check. Thank you, sir. If you're new to Coffee Break with JN, and how could you be? The coffee check is when we see what's in my mug. I got a graphic. And you know what happens with the graphic, y'all? It's time for reverse Drake. Started from the top, now we're here. So, oh, this is bad, y'all. Oh man, we're running out of time, y'all. Time keeps on slipping. Um, let's bump that. Run this fade. Remember we told y'all a long time ago. Even Clean knows this. If the lady is removing her earrings, you better run. Girl, hold my shit. Please just leave. This is not going to end well for you. Get out the way. All right. Clean, I kind of actually would like to see you like whip somebody's ass. That'd be hilarious. Yeah, you know what it is. Amani has a question. Amani says, "Are you better at selling books or selling ideas?" Huh. I'm starting to see that we need to do better at selling ideas. Well, Hmm. I'll have to marinate on that. I mean, I guess for me personally, I guess it would be, I don't know, because I just kinda look at my world as books now, but when I was doing, like, really heavy like, print sales, I guess those are ideas, right? Because it's not a book, and I didn't seem to do too bad at it. But you know what I see a lot, and this is kind of like with the new Facebook forums and groups and Clubhouse and all that stuff. There's a lot of people doing a lot of this, talking about their stuff. And then there's a lot of people who react to that by saying, "Yo, your art is garbage." Or like, "Yo, you got to go back to school." Or, yo, that character is racist. Why would you draw that? Yo, go back to the lab. And I think people get caught up in that drain of trying to, I guess you could look at it as networking, but it's kind of like it's a little bit of clout chasing. And I guess I'm speaking from kind of like, I don't know, like I'm looking kind of through the window at it because I guess I'm fortunate enough that I don't have to do that right now. But I think if I had just started doing we talked about this, Amani. If I started doing comics this year, I think I would have. I think I'd quit. I don't think I could deal with the noise. So I guess I'm not really answering your question, but hit me again with another volley of that, and we can keep it going. Mama Carla, go back in the house. Go back, get off the porch. Go back in the house. July says, in terms of selling work, people always talk now about getting paid what you're worth and charge what you're worth, but it's really what people are willing to pay. Yo, facts. I got to give you the real rap for that. Yo, real rap. I wish you could just like transition back to the thing. Um, I could never get more than $25 for a commission, and I couldn't sell printed books for more than three. So why do it? That's a great question. But also that's the thing, like either you figure out a new mode or you push through it or you just give up or you do another hustle, right? And like that's a tough row, especially if you have people like depending on you or you got your girls in the ear like, "Yo, you were going all weekend and that's all you got?" Like, I bet the cat that's outside the Baltimore Convention Center selling waters with no shirt on makes more money than half the dudes in the comic book convention. Think about that. I got that ice cold water, and it's only $1. JRD, my advocate, says I would think JN was better at selling ideas, but now better at selling books. Oh yeah. Julian says, shoot, no one wants to pay me for ideas. And even though people say I have great ones, I can't get money for them. I can for explaining, though. Interesting. Yeah, tell him, Jared Kraft. Wait till you get banned. Then let's talk. Jerry and I could just do a sit down and talk all about that. It's a whole new world out there, my man. I don't know. You must have some really good armor. But yeah, that's real. El Jamal says, I couldn't never really get paid until I moved away from comic related events and moved to the art events. Ah, you see, that's like, pause. That's like tuning the dials, right? It's a frequency thing, not like like volume, but like it's a trying to figure out like like how do you match up the needles to make this stuff work for you? Um, JRD says, I sort of agree with Julian, sort of. But I remember Hawthorne's advice: charge double if you think you're worth it. Even if you lose half your clients, you'll still make the same money for half the effort. And that's a faith thing. You just have to jump off the cliff. You know what I'm saying? But also, it's hard to, I don't know. Like one of the number one things I always hear from young people who are trying to do this stuff is like, I don't know how much to charge. And that's kind of like, as we say in the South, hard head makes soft butt. You just have to learn by getting knocked on your ass, right? You have to have a lot of like burned toast, a lot of burned bridges, a lot of, oh, I thought he said this, but he didn't. And now I'm never going to do that again. You put your hand on the stove enough times, you won't do it anymore. And that's kind of how a lot of people figure out how much to charge, right? And it's easy to do that math. Okay, I worked this long for this amount of time and I did this and I bought materials, it should cost that. But when can you actually say that out your mouth when the client asks how much is it? Because I know that's kind of like the gut check. All right, how much is this going to be? $100. Okay. Shit, why'd I say $100? Yeah, why'd you say $100? So how much is this going to cost? $1,000. Well, I don't think you're worth $1,000. Well, shit, am I worth $1,000? You give me 200? Okay. That's a dance. You have to dance yourself. You have to figure that out, and it just takes a lot of getting pushed in the sand until that works itself out for you. Joel says the one Baltimore I saw you at, I made $60 all weekend, and that was on a Sunday. Felt great. What's at the upside down smiley face? Sorry, bro. Joel says I'm an artist. The Muggles don't dig my stuff. I love your stuff, so maybe there's some truth to that. But I guess you know what, and I don't know. Maybe we should start a coffee break with JN roundtable where us creatives can just like figure it out, right? Because I have things that I could see for you, Joel, and I was like, wow, I think if Joel, but it's not my place, and I'm not ever going to talk about that stuff on air. But maybe we should just kind of like have a, what do you call it, like a sorry, Jerry, a writer's room, like a whiteboard or something, and just kind of see where that goes. Amani says, I've read and supported a lot of indie stuff, yet I can recall the stories of characters. I can't recall the stories of characters. I feel like they sold me the book, but didn't really sell the idea. Make the dollar circulate. Right. So Carla says, I'm learning to ask for what I'm worth. It's not easy. It is not easy at all. It really isn't. Dugan says, creative and AV work is the same. I'll quote what I think is a fair price and then crickets. Right. El Jamal says, everyone at comic events is doing comics, but at an art event, I'm the only one doing comics. Yes. It's like the goldfish crackers. All the goldfish are going that way, and one of the other Jews is going the other way. When they go right, you go left. When I put my hand upon your hip, then I dip, you dip, we dip. When I put my hand upon your chip, then you dip, I dip. Yeah, facts. I'm gonna do an ID. It's probably too late to do an ID because I'm like right on top of another ID. We're gonna be done soon. You're watching Coffee Break with JN with your boy JN, aka the Black Dick Cavett, the Black Dusty Rhodes, your internet safe space and your internet hairbrusher. How was your day? Did you have a rough week? Did you pick up your trash and it all and the bottom fell out and it got all over your Gucci sneaks? Remember, you can only get Gucci sneaks from Atlantic City, Philadelphians. And I think that's around the time people start getting robbed for their sneakers, is when people start wearing Gucci sneaks. You, after, wiping yourself off, pause. You may say, is it Thursday yet? You look to the sky for some semblance of light, a beacon of truth in a dark week. And you see my smiling, disembodied face. Hello. What happens here? Well, you get to hang out with me, Jamar Nicholas, and watch me drink coffee and run my mouth. And when I'm out of coffee, video over. Let me give a shout out to my caffeines. You know who you are, friends of regulars, not decaf, with Coffee Break with JN. And also, where's the groupie, John? Some of y'all fighting against groupies. You know my groupies. The alternate caffeine name for regulars, C, coming to group. Is a group yet? Yes. Some of you guys have been waiting all week for this. And I'm here to deliver. I am your counselor. We're going to get through this together, you guys. I believe in you. Let's see. Hefty, hefty, hefty. What's that? I try to stay away from TikTok, but it says, I like that little TikTok jingle. I charge that much because it takes me effing hours. It costs that much because I don't have superpower. Hey, you know what? And it's like, again, you're fighting upstream because people don't want to pay for shit. Yo, what up, middle-aged Steve Conley? Can I just say, Steve Conley is he's the man in the chair. He's the oracle. He is the sixth man on the JNN network team. The silence behind the violence and pencil to pencil. Steve Conley. If you're not reading Middle Age, the fantastic webcomic, Chef's Kiss webcomic, you're missing out. What are you doing with your life? Thousands of subscribers on Webtoons. He's got a fantastic stream that I was just on, and he gave me lots of love. Love right back, Steve. Love you, bro. Um, how are you, sir? And also, Steve is doing like 3D rendering, 3D modeling, making little mini Dungeons and Dragons characters. He does it all. He's a Renaissance man. How are you, sir? Good to see you. Thank you, Carla. This is what this is for. Today was a strange day indeed. Thank you all for sharing your lights. Thank you so much. Jamal, with more gems, you get jewels, you get jewels up in here. I learned that you can make more doing comics outside the industry than within the industry. Facts. If I'm trying to get paid, I'm doing it outside the industry. Otherwise, I'm just creating for myself. Double facts. Oh, I love the diamond. Art can only be two or three: cheap, good, or fast. You know the John. You can get it cheap and fast, but it won't be good. You can get it good and fast, but it won't be cheap. You can get it cheap. Oh, I said that already. You can get it fast and cheap, but it won't be good. I said that already. You get it. That's one of my favorite things. It's real. You know what else is real? My love for you all. Thank you guys so much for your eyeballs, for giving me your time on a Thursday evening, for um, letting me ply my trade. What is my trade right now? It's running my mouth, y'all. For some of you guys who may have forgotten, I am a cartoonist. I am a proud member of the Philadelphia Cartoonist Society. What up, Jeffro? Uh, uh, a dues-paying member of the National Cartoonist Society. Published author, educator, and handsome man. What else do you need? And when I was in high school at the Creative Performing Arts, shout out Kappa, Kappa stand up, going to school with luminaries who were like record holding entertainers of every stripe. They called me a ringleader. They were like, that Jamar, better watch him. People listen to him. Better watch that. And I've turned that to some of my successes. How cool is that? um, I like that. The great entertainer, PHL 17. But before we log off, I want to share something with you. I just got something in the mail, you guys. It's going to blow your socks off. What? Yo! Are you kidding? Yo, you see that, right? It's all purple. Sorry. This is my uncorrected proof not for sale galley copy of Leon the Extraordinary. Coming at you for Carlos, you know what it is. straight from Scholastic Graphics. It's real, y'all. Look at that. It's got a spine on it. Look how thick. It's so thick. Can't see it yet. Yeah, it's real. Guys, I got to turn the sign on, y'all. It's time. I'll move my shit. Nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible, y'all. I can't tell you how many people told me that I wasn't going to make anything. I make a lot of things, and I'm going to make more things. And with the love and support of my people, my caffeines, we're going to make history. We make history already. We make history every day. Well, I don't need a month. Double dutting up in here. Thank you, Jerry Crab. You see it's so thick with 2 C's. Look at that. 272 pages of love. If you haven't pre-ordered this, please pre-order it. It's already been on pre-order wherever books are sold. That means exactly what it means. Go to your local mom and pop bookstore. Say, yo, I need Leon the Extraordinary. Yo, I got you. You in France, say, merci beaucoup, Leon the Extraordinary. Cop it. Target, Walmart, Bezos, get it. Cop it. Oh shit! Yo, it smells good. It smells so good. Yeah, look at the name, yo. So very excited. A lot of love. I talked a lot about this. A lot of you guys have seen me on this journey for a long time. I've been on a journey for a long, long time. I run into people in the street who went to grade school with me. Oh yeah, I know Jamar. He be drawing those cartoons. It's not new. I didn't just make this up. This has been a life journey. When I told you the next mission is the Macy's Day Parade balloon, I wasn't lying. No wow emojis, you guys. You're watching history happen. And I expect the same for all of you. All of my famous friends were just somebody in a room with a bunch of people who didn't believe in them. We're all icebergs and we can all do amazing things, but they're not going to see it all from the bottom. Prove them wrong, you guys. I love you all. Thank you. Yeah, tell your librarians too. If you got kids in school, Scholastic Book Fair is coming, cop it. That's right. Cop it. Thank you. Thank you, you guys. Very excited. All right, I'm going to do a couple more sips. We're going to go home. And I would love to see you guys back here next week. Thank you so much. Oh, EJB, what's up? I didn't even see you. What's up? It's good to see you. Time to update that. I never touched LinkedIn. That picture of LinkedIn is from like 2000. I don't have any gray hair in that picture. That's crazy. All right. Yeah, hit me up. Thank you, Dugan. No, you. That's right. Yeah, thanks, Jerry. And Jerry D, you're telling me about it too. Bookshop.org supports the indie. Cop it on bookshop.org. Just what is it? You could get it by sailboat. You can get it by railway. I don't care how you cop it. Just cop it if you can. That's right. Matt says order extra for Christmas presents. Have the kids ask for it in the school library. Ask your parents' friends. Ask your parents' friends to ban it. Oh, it's fantastic. All right, guys, I love you. Let's go home. Much love to Suze. Suze, if Suze was here right now, she would say your goodbyes now, y'all, because once it's over, that's it. Thank you guys so much. I love the energy. You guys keep me going. I hope I give you something to look forward to every week. God willing, I'll be back here next Thursday to do it all over again. And also Pencil to Pencil's on its way back. We're slowly crawling back. We're going to get it back. We're coming back. And also, if you also want inside information on what's going on with me, you could always join the Patreon for the price of a cup of dirty chai Dunkin' Donuts latte. You could be a Patronus in good standing with me. What are you waiting for? I don't know what you're waiting for. But JoJo just said it, right? He's like, nobody wants to pay for nothing. That'll change. Thank you guys. Oh, I didn't do a Sue's pose. Thanks, Jamal. Let's do a Sue's pose for my boo. All right. You know when I say Sue's, you say pose. Oh, no regrets. I haven't done that one in a while. Are you guys ready? Oh, that was a good one. All right, you guys. Love you much. Time for the after party where people text me after the show's over. So thank you guys so much. Oh man, you guys, I just did it. Thanks, guys. Let's go home. You've been watching Coffee Break with JN with your boy JN, also known as the Black Dick Cavett, Johnny Carson, and my favorite for the longest time. Oh, Captain Scholastic. And also Johnny Carson, Engage. Oh, I messed it up. Jean-Luc Picard, Make It So. Where's my man number one? Where's JRD? AKA Sit in Chairs Funny. Tell him number one. Tell him we're going home. Exploring unseen worlds. I love it. What happened here tonight? You got to hang out with your boy JN and watch me drink coffee and run my mouth. Now that I'm out of coffee, video's over. See you next week.